Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. Today I will give you 10 tips for buying a desktop computer. For those who are planning to buy a new computer, please watch this video as it may be useful to buy your computer. Let's start with tip number 1. No need to ask around this very common question. Should I buy AMD system or Intel system? The simple answer is nowadays, computers from both AMD and Intel brand are good. Make a note here, no matter what system you make, you only need two items related to that system. For example, if you are making AMD system, you need a CPU from AMD and a motherboard that supports AMD CPU. Instead of asking around, you could spend some time to learn more about computers. I think after going through this video, you could easily make a list of items you need to build your computer. Once you have the list, you could find more information about each item from the list. There are many videos on YouTube from where you could learn more about computers, even from this channel. Here is tip number 2. Select the type of DDR memory for your computer. I would suggest to select memory type even before making decision about AMD or Intel PC. Please note, DDR5 memory is faster as well as more expensive than DDR4 or DDR3 memory. Due to the use of latest technology, a DDR5 computer would be much more expensive than DDR3 or DDR4 computer. If you could not afford DDR5 system, try to buy a DDR4 system. Tip number 3. Buy a motherboard with display connectors in the back panel. Such motherboard supports CPU with graphics capability. Once you have such motherboard, you do not need to spend extra money to buy a graphics card. Tip number 4. Buy a big case for your desktop computer. There are full tower and mid tower case. If you can, buy a full tower case, else buy a mid tower case. PC cases with more fans are better. Make sure your case has at least two fans, one at front, another at rear. Tip number 5. Select a motherboard that has at least two memory slots and at least one PCIe by 16 slot. With two memory slots, your computer can benefit from dual channel memory feature. And by 16 PCIe slot can be used for high-end graphics card. Tip number 6 is about buying a power supply. I would suggest to buy a 750 watt or higher power supply. As for rating, buy either 80 plus gold or 80 plus bronze and always buy from a known good brand. Tip number 7. Buy a 1080p Full HD monitor and try to buy a bigger one, possibly 28-inch or 32-inch. If you have some extra money, try to buy a 4K monitor. For example, you can buy 28-inch 4K monitor or 32-inch 4K monitor. Tip number 8. Buy a fast drive for Windows and applications. You can buy a minimum 250 GB NVMe SSD for Windows system. If you cannot buy NVMe, you can buy SATA SSD, like the one at the right of this slide. Note that some motherboard may not boot from NVMe drive, so make sure your motherboard supports booting from NVMe drive. Tip number 9. Buy your computer from a store with good after-sale service. Select a store where you can bring in the system when needed for repair, and always save the receipt. Tip number 10. Buy your PC from one store and make sure it has POST before you take it to home. POST stands for Power on Self-Test. Post is a very important test for a newly assembled computer. If a PC does not post after assemble, it means there are some issues with the system. Computer Store could help you to find the issue and fix it immediately. Many companies will test for post even before installing the computer into the PC case. Here I mentioned 10 tips already, and there could be more from others. Try to spend some time to learn about computer parts. We hope you found this video useful. We invite you to subscribe and watch our upcoming learning videos. And also feel free to share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching.